Yes.
Okay,
Phil.
besides your opportunities growing up to become an actor, what keeps your passion for acting going? What?
My passion for acting, what keeps it going? Well, the fans, I would say. The fans are so much fun to come out and visit with. All you guys make it give us the reason to do it again. Because there's a lot of ups and downs in my business. You know, it hasn't always been like this. It's very up and down. There's been very lean years in my career. I'm very lucky right now. I seem to be, the tide is coming in, and I'm very appreciative of that. Yes? Anything else? Any questions? Yes, sir. My favorite thing that I've been on. You know, most actors will tell you the same thing. You know, we love doing theater, we love doing television, and we love doing film. The theater is an immediate experience. You get it back right now from the audience. It's very immediate. In television, the pace is very quick. You know, you're doing 35 to 50 setups a day. You don't have time really to think. You're always standing just off camera, memorizing for the next scene because it's going very quick. The hours are extremely long. Film, you get to, you know, you're doing a film, you get to prep. Sometimes for 2 or 3 months, you get to prep and work with an acting coach, and you work with a dialect coach, and you talk about and you dissect the scenes, how you're going to approach it. And you meet with the DP, and you meet with the director, and that's really, really cool. You can be very, very thorough in that way. But they all have their different things that make them special. One of the great things with doing the feature films is you get to see places in the world that you wouldn't ordinarily see. I've been to India several times. I've been to Thailand, to Asia. I've been all over Canada. I've been to Africa 6 times, different parts of Africa. I've been through Europe, and that's all because I've been doing feature films, and they've taken me there, and that's always wonderful. You just hope to get a warm climate with a beautiful beach. That's what you really hope for when you're doing a feature film. I hope that answers it. Okay? Yes, sir?
Can you talk about your experience making the movie House?
My experience making the movie House. I can say hands down that the genius behind that film was Steve Miner, who was the director at the time. He had an insane sense of humor, very dark, out of left field. He made the experience fun. He's extremely witty and fast. And we just had a ball doing that film. It's still one of my favorite scenes that I ever did was with George Wendt. When I give him the harpoon and I put the goggles on his eyes and I tell him that there's this big raccoon in the closet. He's really big. And when the monster comes out of the closet and he has to shoot it and I get dragged in there, that's still one of my favorite scenes that I've ever done because I think it really rides the line between drama and comedy. And we did a terrific job of it, I think. I hope that tells you a little bit about the experience doing House. The boy in that, Robert, who's got the hand stuck on his back, that's actually the director's son, Robert, who's now probably in his late 20s. You know, I had a wonderful time doing that. I wish that we had done more of them. We asked Sean Cunningham, the producer, if we could do more of them. George Wendt, Richard Moll, myself, Steve Miner. And Sean Cunningham said no, I suppose because he didn't want to pay us. So he went on to do other episodes of House that I don't think were as successful as the first installment, but that's just my opinion. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Yeah, how did you come across the role of a Greatest American Hero?
The role of Greatest American Hero. I was coming off of doing television. Off of doing feature films. I didn't really want to go and do a television show at the time. but I had been involved with 3 films back to back that were pay or play, and none of them went forward. I had nice paychecks at the end of the year, but for about 2.5 years I didn't work. And I was getting cold in the industry. I was doing theater. I was doing off-Broadway with Diana Wiest, and a lot of the rest of the cast was from the Guthrie, and we were doing a Michel Tremblay play called Bonjour la Bonjour. My hair was dyed brown at the time, and we were at the Manhattan Theater Club. I was sent a script by my agent that Steve Cannell had written, and I did laugh out loud. It was very, very funny. And he flew in one night on a Sunday night. We had dinner after the show, and I told him that I would do the show. There was no auditions. I mean, it was heaven. I didn't have to audition. At the end of the run, I was on a plane that night into Hollywood. The next morning at 6 o'clock, I was having my hair dyed back to its natural blonde color, and then I had to put that suit on. Oh my God. It was mortifying. Just mortifying. I mean, I think that's part of the fun of that show, is that I was as appalled to put that suit on as the character of Ralph was. You know? I just hated it. And that's true, I did hate it. I hated it. Because I had thought of myself as this, you know, I was a little full of myself at the time. I didn't appreciate the cleverness of the show. You know, I was young. And I didn't want to wear the red suit. It sagged in all the wrong places. So I didn't understand it. He was far smarter than I was, and he knew what he had, and I didn't. I'm just so happy that we went ahead and we did the show, and that it ran like it did. My agent had promised that it was only going to run for 4 shows, and then I'd be back off so I could do Broadway, but we were just this huge hit. We aired after the Super Bowl the first year, and we were just this enormous hit. And I had a great run. At the end of the series, I was offered, Brandon Tartikoff, who was then the head of NBC, called me and asked me to come back and do the show, and he guaranteed me 2 years on the air, and I said no. So what kind of an idiot was I? That's that. Yes, sir. The user guide. You know,